This is how Jin Ping Mei is read. Chapter 9. Simon King secretly marries Pan Jinlian. Wu Jutu accidentally hits Li Zoli. 1. From planned marriage to secret marriage. In my opinion, no matter Jin Ping Mei, A Dream of Red Mansions, or those famous Western novels, their authors have a kind of wisdom and humor that can see through the world and life. Wisdom requires repeated study and cannot be understood by reading a summary of the story. Humor requires careful understanding and cannot be read quickly and laugh out loud. The title of this episode fully demonstrates the sense of humor of the author of Jin Ping Mei and the rewriter of the portrait version. Through the words planned marriage and secret marriage, we can see the cynicism underneath the seriousness of the author and rewriter. If you know, we are so understanding that they will burst out laughing. This is how the author played it. He used countless pen ending to outline the meeting and affair of the two protagonists in detail. Now the two protagonists are getting married. Such a thick book describes the protagonist's wedding in this way. On the 8th day of the next day, there was a sedan for lanterns, and the woman changed into colorful clothes. Wang Po saw off the bride, and Diane followed the sedan and carried the woman home. Is this too short? No. There are shorter ones. The lyrics are written like this. On next day, a sedan chair and four lanterns were brought to Wang Po to see off the bride, and Diane followed the sedan chair to carry the woman home. The title of the storybook says Plan to Marry. The word plan reminds us of the Three Kingdoms and Zhu Liang. However, we all know that Simon King did nothing but pay for it. And the book of embroidered portraits is even more excessive, and he does not agree with it. Forget about plot. The word steal was used. Everyone in the neighborhood knew about their murderous and wife-stealing activities, but they chose to use the word steal covertly. Is this to say how upright they are? Or should I tell us this is what the world is like? Due to the arrangement of secret marriage, Pan Jinlian was carried to Simon's house in a very simple way. Compared with the shabbiness of the poetry book, the embroidery book specially added a brightly colored dress for Pan Jinlian. But it was even more shabby, because Meng Yulu was in front, and there were two beds, and thousands of taels of silver were paid for them. Ah, the poor and powerful Pan Jinlian, the rich and scheming Meng Yulu, and later Li Ping'er, who is as rich as the country and whose mother is as valuable as her son, will be under the same roof. What will happen? A tragicomedy. 2. Competition for Favorite Territory version 2.0. Taking advantage of Wu Song's return and the efforts she put in to celebrate her birthday, Pan Jinlian finally married into the Simon family. They had several large rooms in the big garden, the same clothes and looks, and even bought a big new bed. This time she's safe. She and Simon King, a talented man and a beautiful woman, have sex every night. They're like glue, and their lust is endless. She should be satisfied this time. However, no matter how you look at it, there seems to be some shortcomings. Yes. What is missing is love, true love from the heart. When she successfully seduces Simon King with sex, and when Simon King takes her out of the sea of misery for sex, she is destined to lead to another tragedy. Although she got rid of Wuhan University and got rid of poverty, she never got rid of her lonely and painful fate, tossing and wandering in the sea of desire without love. This was the first time Pan Jinlian walked into Simon's house. After a night of love and affection, she met all the wives and concubines. This scene was like Lin Dayu entering Jia's house. When Lin Dayu, who was still young, took her first step into the Jia family, she already understood deeply that she wouldn't easily say one more word or take one more step for fear of being laughed at. She secretly paid attention to learn Jia's rules on how to treat people. However, Pan Jinlian was completely different. She observed every woman sensitively and pointedly, observing their age, appearance, and figure, especially Meng Yulu. Perhaps she wanted to know the identity of this woman who had delayed her for more than 2 months. What kind? Could her feet be as small as hers? Through the eyes of Pan Jinlian and Wu Yunyang, we also see all the wives and concubines of the Simon family. Perhaps we can see more deeply, because we stand next to the Almighty God, the author of the novel. Now the Simon family's wife and concubine territory has been expanded. Compared with the previous version, This can be called the favor territory version 2.0. First wife, Wu Yunyang, about 26 or 7 years old, with a big, white face, gentle and steady. There are two girls, Yuxiao and Xiaoyu. Second room, Li Jier, born as a prostitute. She is fat and slightly romantic. Third bedroom, Meng Yulu, about 30 years old. She has a beautiful face with pockmarks, a tall and thin body, and small feet. There are two girls, Lang Sheng and Xiaoluan. Fourth room, Sun Zue, short in stature, good at cooking. Fifth room, Pan Jinlian, about 26 or 7 years old. She has a beautiful and enchanting appearance, and a graceful figure. From top to bottom in the family, it is hard to compare. There are two girls, Chun Mai and Kyuju. Note: the ages and times in Jin Ping Mei are often confused. The main characters are sometimes 1 or 2 years old, and the secondary characters may be as old as 4 or 5 years old. This may be because of the length of the novel, or it may be the author's deliberate display. Casual attitude. He is not recording history, but telling fables. In fact, many great works in the history of literature, such as Shakespeare's plays, have many flaws, or even failures. But the flaws cannot be concealed, and these subtleties do not affect their quality great. Compared with the original territory, Wu Yunyang has several more opponents. So, what is the relationship between these people? Let's first recall a conversation that occurred in the third episode. At that time, Simon King was trying to seduce Pan Jinlian. At the wine table, Mrs. Wang accompanied her, made fun of the family. She asked Simon King about his family situation and mentioned several prostitutes. Simon King answered them one by one. Regarding Wu Yunyang, Simon King said, "Now that I am married to this lowly person, I am tired, and she is often sick. I don't care about anything, and everything at home is in chaos. Why does the villain just walk out? I feel vomiting when I am at home." Concerning Li Jier, if he is found to be the head of the family, he will be registered as a real person. It is worth noting that these two sentences are the same in the two versions. And there is a supplementary explanation in the 11th chapter. If we understand these two statements correctly, they should be like this. Wu Yunyang is not good. And when Li Jier gets more experience and becomes more powerful, let her be the official wife. For Li Jier, she cares very little. After all, she was born as a prostitute. After all, there is a gap between her IQ and EQ compared with others. However, for a daughter of 1,000 households like Wu Yunyang, if this is true, it is a complete tragedy. Li Jier and Zhuo Dyer are already prostitutes. Sun Zue is still a maid. And Pan Jinlian and Li Pinger are clearly complete prostitutes in her values. No matter how good Meng Yulu is, she is just a widower who remarried. These people are like sisters. Apart from clinging to the title of head wife, what else is there to enjoy in her life? Therefore, if the above is Simon King's true thoughts, then in version 1.0 of the competition for favor, Wu Yunyang is actually just tied with the second and third bedrooms. Now that the layout has been upgraded to 2.0, 3 houses have changed owners, and 4 and 5 houses have been added. What will happen? When Pan Jinlian first arrived, she was probably shocked by the power of the Simon family's harem. After she figured out who was the boss, she began to look different. After 3 days, when she got up every morning, she would come to the room and talk to you. "My mother makes needles, fingers, and shoe feet. She doesn't do anything by force, and she doesn't move by force. She points at the girl and drives Yunyang, calling her and incessantly, 'Please love me' a few times." What is Wu Yunyang's attitude towards this? If fighting for favor is a war, if Li Jier is still an opponent and Meng Yulu is a new opponent, then Wu Yunyang is in great need of allies. So she accepted all the flattery she wanted. She liked him so much that she called him sick sister. She chose her favorite clothes and jewelry with him, and she ate and drank tea with him all the time. Everyone was aware of Pan Jinlian's clear attitude when he first arrived, and Li Jier was dissatisfied with it. We often say behind our backs, "We are old people, so we don't care." He has been here for a long time, and he has become accustomed to this. Big sister has no idea. We can deduce that Sun Sui is behind this. Because the others are all newcomers, soon they teamed up to report Pan Jinlian's personal servant. Obviously, the division of territory has become clear at this time. Wu Yunyang and Pan Jinlian are in the same camp, and Li Jiar and Sun Sui are on the same front. What happened to the remaining Meng Yulu? When Pan Jinlian sighed for being left behind for more than 2 months, we can imagine the scene of Wu Yunyang and Li Jiar. Obviously, when this spy Fu Mai from King County entered the Ximen family, she had already become the tacit target of public criticism. However, she is smart and low-key. She uses her mysterious palace to easily deal with several wives and concubines. At present, she is still neutral. She is separated from the two camps and fights against each other. However, this short-term balance will be quickly broken with the arrival of Li Pinger.
Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.